and founding organizations and parties, etc., etc. Keep dumb. Work, get the wages, you can eat, you can drink, and you can be comfortable in your lives. But this political suppression, there was a revolt against it. And that is why. And because, due to the abolition of personal ownership, the incentive to work more was gone. Why should I work more? When if I earn more, it's not going to me, it will go to the state. I will get the same wage, so why should I work more? And that is why the economy of the USSR went down and went down and went down. The wheat growing area of USSR was much bigger than the wheat growing area of USA. But the USA was exporting wheat and the USSR was importing it. So that was the reason of the fall of USSR. Now Islam actually joins together the good points of communism and the good points of capitalism. Islam allows capitalism. You go and work. It gives you the incentive to work more. Because if you earn more, you will own more. Only if you have passed a certain line. Now you have to give the welfare tax, the zakah. So this becomes socialism. That now the synthesis of capitalism and socialism will take place in the form of Islam. And Islamic system, economic system is a must. Humanity is going towards it because the social justice, especially the economic justice among people, cannot be achieved. The West has achieved capitalism at the cost of equality. There is freedom, but at the cost of equality. And communism was, so to say, equality, but at the cost of freedom. So to join together, there must be freedom also and equality also. So this is actually the main theme of the Islamic economic system.
Dr. Saab, how can the existing dichotomy between the modern physical and social sciences on the one hand and the knowledge revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the other hand be reconciled?
It needs the establishment of universities in all the Muslim lands and numerous universities whose central department will be that of Arabic language and Quranic teachings. But attached to that will be the departments of social sciences and physical sciences. Now the student who enters, he wants to study economics, but he will have to read Arabic and Quran. That will be imperative for anybody who enters this university. And then he can study philosophy, so that he can compare the philosophical ideas and theories of the world with what Quran has to give in this field. So in the same way, you have to dive deep into the meanings of Quran and then study this economics also. So you will be able to understand and appreciate what light Quran throws and what are the wisdoms behind the abolition of riba. What is the wisdom behind the abolition of gambling, etc., etc. So, and that will be with an intellectual dimension. You understand. You don't only accept Islam. You understand it. The hikmah, the wisdom behind these injunctions of Quran become clear to you. So unless such universities are established in Muslim countries, this dichotomy cannot be removed.
Dr. Saab, finally, what would be your message priority-wise in the current context for Muslims, especially for Muslims in the Indian context?
I think Islam is one throughout the world. There are no two Islams. Islam of India and Islam of Pakistan and Islam of Turkey and Islam of Bangladesh. No. Islam is one. So, the same two lines which I have adopted. There is a hadith which says the Prophet has been reported to have said, لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. Nobody amongst you can be a true believer, true mu'min, unless he likes for his brother the same thing which he likes for himself. So whatever I have chosen for myself, actually I suggest and propose to every other Muslim. These two things should go side by side. Teaching and propagating the word of God and the message, and not only message, the wisdom of Quran, the hikmah. يُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. The Prophet taught them not only the book, but also the wisdom. So, on the one side, this process should go on. On the other side, to organize a party, a revolutionary party, to establish the system of social justice that has been given by God. Because the system given by Allah, the creator of all, only that system can be just. Otherwise, the human beings, if they devise a system, it has to be biased. If a woman is thinking, she knows her feelings and her psychology, but she cannot appreciate the feelings of the men and their psychology. So they will devise some system which is pro-women, and men will devise a system which is pro-men. They can't find, the point of justice between the two. Only God, who has created the males and females both, He can give the system which is just for men and as well as women. There are the employers, the capitalists, the owners of the mills and factories, and there is labor. What should be the division of the profits? How much should go to the laborers? How much to go to the capitalists? Who will decide it? Capitalist will always think for himself, and the laborer has to think about himself. So Allah, for whom, as the hadith goes to say, Al-Khalq wa Ayalullah, all creatures are like a family to God, to Allah. So only He can devise what should be the balance between the capital and the labor. How to share the profits. In the same way, people who are at the helm of affairs, who are ruling, they want more and more power, more and more power, more and more power, so that it leads to maybe a totalitarian state or a semi-totalitarian state. And people want freedom and freedom and freedom and freedom. So what should be the balance? This can be given by God only. So to establish the system of social justice given by Allah through His last messenger and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best for the whole of mankind. So, to do good to the human, race as a whole, we have to establish that system in at least some one sizable country, to be able to show to the world that these are the benefits of this system. Come and see with your own eyes. To strive for these two objectives is imperative on every Muslim, whether every mu'min at least, if not Muslim, a true believer, whether he is living in India or Pakistan.
Jazakallah khair, Dr. Israr Ahmad Saab, for sharing your insight and wisdom on Islam in the current context with our viewers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.